This was my 1995 Ford Mustang. It was a V6, and well, I'll have the footage speak for itself. Once that happened, I honestly thought that was it for the car. You know, it was my daily for a while. I love the car, but I mean, there was just no way to come back from that.
This is a 302 Windsor.
Long story short, I could not have been more wrong.
I'm gonna put it in my 95 V6 Mustang.
As you will see, there was a very big learning curve, and I had a lot of problems.
This has the AODE transmission on it currently. Came with the ECU, and I'm going to pull off this intake manifold.
So the very first part of my swap was to strip it down to the block and then put it on the engine stand. Did I really know what I was recording? No, so my foot is sucked. After all the accessories were taken off and the intake and exhaust manifold, I got ready to throw it on the engine stand, and I had to prep my new block. Let me tell you, once I got onto the stand, I realized just how filthy this thing was. I mean, look at this picture right here. It was absolutely disgusting. I'm not even sure what's going on here. I had the motor all ready to be dropped into the car. Everything was going smooth so far. Little did I know it was ahead of me. Up next, we just got to move the car into the garage.
Oh, we got some.
Surprisingly, for how bad the knock sound, it drove in super smooth.
And we're about to pull this motor. Let's get to this. Oh, God. All right, so we got to figure out some way to get this AC line off.
Oh, yeah. Why the fuck is there coolant stuck in your alternator?
It's not my alternator.
Where's your alternator at?
Oh, I don't have it on right now. I hold it off.
Oh.
Why is there coolant in your alternator?
We got coolant and refrigerant in the alternator. We're trying to keep that shit ice cold.
This is my AC compressor.
After taking off all the accessories on my V6, I dropped the exhaust, dropped the drive shaft, got the motor ready to be pulled. Got my first test fit of the new motor, and everything was going super smooth. I mean, this thing slid right in, plenty of space. After the test fit, I put the motor back in and then threw the accessories on. And like I said, everything was going super smooth. I couldn't complain. All the accessories fit on fine, and everything looked like it was gonna run. But I went to connect the ECU, and I found out there was a major problem. While I had the engine harness, I did not have the main harness that comes in through the fender. So I had to tear the fender off, and then I had to pull that harness through the firewall, which was probably the biggest pain of the entire swap. I mean, it was not easy. After replacing that main harness came the first startup. Now I won't bore you with long footage of this thing cranking, but long story short, this thing was not gonna start, and I had no idea why. Now, like I said, I had no idea why this thing wasn't starting, so I started back to basics, you know, compression tester, check that I was getting fuel pressure, all that looked good, pulled one of the spark plugs, guess what? Not a lick of spark, nothing. After testing spark at the plug, decided it'd probably be smart to test spark at the coil, and I found out that I was getting no spark from the coil either. So after more research, I dialed it down to two possibilities, either the PIP or the ignition control module. Now, it was at this point I realized I never bought a new ignition control module when I went from a V6 to a V8. So there was my problem. As you can see, it started right up, no problem. Finished working on it, I was leaving on a good note. Came back the next day, same problem. Didn't start, no spark at the coil. Placed the ignition control module again, fixed it. It happened again a third time. So I realized there was another issue here. After further research, I realized the PIP being bad could short the ICM. And I was just fed up at this point. So I ran to Summit Racing and bought a distributor, which, you know, has a PIP inside of the ignition control module as well as a new coil. And I thought, it's got to be somewhere in here that's the entire ignition system, you know? It actually did fix the issue. Never had another ignition issue again. Now with it running, it still sounds like a tractor. It's just straight piped, you know? It was just a before axle dump. There was nothing. So I had to fix that, and I was on a really tight budget here, and I was really technically already over my budget. So I had to find a cheap and easy solution to get this exhaust to work. So what I did, I went and found a true dual exhaust off Facebook Marketplace for $150. It was stainless steel pipes. They were already just straight with mufflers on them. And then I went and bought a pipe bender, used that pipe bender to then fabricate my own exhaust. It was not the greatest. Not the greatest ground clearance, but it at least made it sound a little bit better. Now that sounds much better. And I mean, I took it for my first drive now that I had the exhaust. I found a couple issues, a couple things I had to work out. I mean, I just went and bought a Latz quarter horse and that solved all my issues. Made my own first tune and honestly, came out perfectly. Now thank you so much for watching and make sure to subscribe to see more of my content.